Hi everyone, welcome to this MSc Project proposal presentation. My name is N.ouzahra, an MSc student, Computer Network and Cybersecurity. My project is an evaluation and analysis of open sources IDS deployed as Docker and VMware. This is research comparison between the two deployment method for open sources IDS. The reason why I choose this project and why open sources IDS in particular, this research is done to demonstrate the importance of IDS system in network security to combat cyber security attacks. Some of the major ones will be demonstrated is denial of service, DOS attack, and reconnaissance attack. Also, this research was done to demonstrate that open sources IDS can be used by small and medium enterprise effectively to defend their network security. While I was doing the research, I found that there is a lack of work being done on this field, especially when it comes to IDS deployed as Docker containers. And finally, I've chosen this project to be used as a career path for network security. This is an presentation overview for what we're gonna see. We will be seeing aim and objective, project background, literature review, methodology, design and implementation, project planning, risk assessment, and project deliverable. The aim and objective of this project, let's start with the aim. The aim is to evaluate the two approaches, Docker-based IDS and VMware-based IDS using top two open source IDS found by researchers Snort and Suricata. Trying to defend one of the common attacks, DOS attack and reconnaissance attack. The objective of this project is to demonstrate a good understanding of how to use the open source IDS. It's to conduct a performance comparisons between Docker and VM approach, and to conduct performance comparison between Snort and Suricata software. Also to outline the advantage and limitation of both methods, and finally to draw a list of recommendation of which one is the best for small and medium enterprise network. Background of the project background research. We can see that IDS and IPS are widely used by all type of organization to defend against unwanted traffic and cyber attacks. For large companies, the cost is not an issue when it comes to implementing robust network using expensive tools such as Palo Alto, SourceFire, SolarWinds, etc. But when it comes to small and medium enterprise, the cost is an issue, so that's why open source IDS are a good option sometimes. This comparison between the two approaches also to highlight if Docker can perform a parallel network monitoring using different containers. Literature review. Before going to the papers being chosen, I would say that the process of literature has given me a lot of knowledge and understanding about ideas in general, and the deployment method of ideas, the different method used. Also, it has helped me to set the limits of this project, the scope and objective carefully. Many papers being found, many journals, theses, and I've chosen 3 papers for different reasons. First paper is a dynamic, scalable, parallel network-based intrusion detection system using intelligent rule, done by Tran. This paper gave me the idea of splitting the rules in different containers, trying to have a better performance when it comes to CPU usage, time, and performance in general. This paper goes further to set an intelligent rule ordering using a database. A second paper and third paper, they both compare 3 open sources. Among them, it's Suricata and Snort. The second one, it focused more on the size on the network and the traffic, and the type of traffic that being monitored. A third paper, it focused on the type of attacks against the network, especially denial of service, DOS attack. Methodology. Methodology being used for this research is realism and positivism philosophy. They are the most applicable for this project due to the nature of the project. We'll be using deductive and experimental to gather quantitative data that have been measured, that would be measured to evaluate the performance of IDSs, and the time horizon in its longitudinal time horizon rather than cross-sectional, because we'll be running the experiment through a period of time. Design and implementation. This graph shows that we'll be setting 2 network IDS VM servers, one as Docker and one as VM, where the traffic will be mirrored using an open vSwitch to monitor the traffic coming into the LAN network. We'll be using also a traffic generator to mimic the size of the network and the traffic going through. Also, we'll be using an ASA firewall with a basic in and out rule filtering, and the Kali Linux machine to attack or to perform a DOS and reconnaissance attack to internal machines within a LAN network. The second graph, it shows parallel networking, the parallel monitoring network inside a Docker server. This is where we will be splitting all the rules, trying to have a better performance using this method rather than a single machine. So a different container will run different rules. We'll see if we can bypass the botnet of the network and trying to have a better performance and not to have this system crashing. Project planning. In terms of planning, we sections this project. We split this project into different sections. The major one is background research, literature, methodology, design, implementation, and the writing of the project. Each section has been developed in a way, in a logical way. So so we can go through the project chronologically. Risk assessment is a very important part of the project. We could see that a budget constraint can become an issue if we have to build a local cluster in a lab rather than using the university cluster. Software issue also can be an issue. Some of the software are only for university use. Students are unable to access them at home. Out of hours access to the lab also can be a problem. Loss or failure to back up the data can be can have a great impact also if we fail to back up our data. IT infrastructure planning and maintenance also can delay the running of the project. And the major issue running now, it's the current COVID pandemic. It could have a massive impact on the running of the project. In terms of project deliverable, this research must answer all the thesis questions. It also should help the reader establish a clear overview about IDS deployment and help to understand the pros and cons of each method, Docker and VM, and also outline the recommendation to the readers about Docker and VM deployment. And finally, we should find out if Docker outweighs VM approach when using both software Snort and Suricata. This is a list of some of the reference being used for this presentation. And thank you.